And now, live from Pod Cabin in Burbank, California, it's the Alison Rosen is Your New Best Friend show. Tonight, Alison welcomes a guest. He's a podcaster and resident professor of Vanderpumpian studies. It's Rob Schulte. And he's an actor and not a fucking starter pony for whom every day is dressed like a pirate day. It's Peter Madrigal. Tone Zone is here to zone out and think about wrestling for a couple hours. I'm her husband Daniel, saying hop on board the love bus and say hello to your new best friend, Alison Rosen.
Alison Rosen is your new best friend. Alison, with her the good times never end. Alison Rosen, doing the wavy pencil dance again. Alison's your new best friend.
Hello, my little pumpteenies. Welcome to another exciting episode of Alison Rosen is Your New Best Friend. That particular carbohydrate, but really it's more a cocktail, was sent in on Patreon by Amy Middleton. And yes, I am on Patreon. All sorts of fun stuff there. You can get bonus episodes of my bonus Patreon podcast called The Friend Zone. Just put up an episode with my two sons. The patrons were asking for an episode with them because they make appearances every now and again, sometimes surprise, uninvited appearances. But this one was deliberate. People sent in questions. And actually, I thought it went so much better than the disaster I was expecting. And people are enjoying it. And then also stuff with people who are of age. There's a level where you can text me and I'll text you back. It's a lot of fun. I recommend it. Subscribe or go for an annual subscription and you get 2 months free.
That's a good deal.
Patreon.com/Alison Rosen. Okay. I am so excited to welcome back to the show this group of people. Peter Madrigal. Hello.
Hi, Alison.
It is wonderful to have you back in the Pod Cabin.
I'm excited to be back. I was full of a lot of angst the last time I was here.
Yeah.
I think everything's kind of calmed down. Not really.
Yeah.
But thanks to,
I would have been surprised if it really has calmed down. It
hasn't. It hasn't.
This is like a roller coaster.
It is. It really is.
Where you think you've gone on the biggest dip and then no, you're just vertical. It's going up and you're thinking, I hope I don't poop myself.
Yeah, it was still trending this past weekend on Twitter. And,
it's crazy.
It's a little nuts right now.
We need to get into it because watching the season. No, you don't watch though, right?
No, I don't.
Okay, we'll fill you in. Rob Schulte, hello.
Howdy.
Professor of Vanderpumpian studies. At what college is that? Like a DeVry?
John F. Kennedy University, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, probably. Thanks for having me back. Yeah, this is another day full of pump that I am ready to indulge in.
I know.
For sure.
I feel good having you here because I know that if there's any details that I'm forgetting or anything, you're going to know them.
I will do my best.
You're ready at a moment's notice to talk Vanderpump.
Absolutely.
Now, for the listener who I feel like is a fair share of my listeners actually who are like, we don't watch Vanderpump though. You know what? The last time you guys were on, I got a lot of messages from people who were like, I don't watch Vanderpump, but I was still super entertained by the episode. That is the biggest compliment ever.
Boom.
So don't worry. I will break it down and I will make it so that you guys know what we're talking about. Although I do feel that the person to the left of me, producer Tony Thaxton, is a bit of a lost cause.
I don't watch any reality shows.
I know.
So, again, like I said before, nothing personal. Just not
there
what I do.
There was a comment from someone who's like, you should vet your guests a little more. Like, why would you have someone with like a holier than thou? I don't watch any reality show episode, any reality shows on
get
the
off
episode.
Your high horse.
Yeah.
And I was like, well,
Jesus.
He's the producer, so he kind of has to be there. But I mean, point taken.
We were a little offended, but
Yeah.
But actually, I have a thought on that once we get through this portion of the show. Because I think we can bring you around to this, Tony.
Amazing. Daniel Quantz, hello.
Hi. Yeah, we're going to have you non-Vanderpump watchers in mind.
So, Daniel.
But not totally in mind. Because there will be times when we probably talk about stuff that will lose you. But hang in there.
No, we're not going to lose them.
Yeah, why would we lose you?
I tucked them in my breast pocket.
This is great stuff.
Anyway.
Pure charisma is going to bring them all.
Yes.
Totally.
The it factor.
Yes.
Which we have in spades.
Not the ick factor.
No, not the ick factor.
No.
You know what have you seen on TikTok where they're like, here are my icks? I hate people using the term ick that way.
know.
I find that icky. So anyway, Daniel, my husband, I think I mentioned on the last show, was not a Vanderpump fan, and then via just osmosis got super into it, and now is like, I would say you're more into it than I am, if that's possible.
I find things about the show trigger. I am as interested in my interest in the show as I am in the show. Like, there's something that happened.
Like, you can't quit it.
You were watching the show, and I was just like, it was on. And then I remember the moment when I was hooked, and it was that moment when Scandoval was like Ariana's birthday, and she was crying, and Scandoval was like, I love you, but you have to understand, because she was like, why you're not going to be here for me? You're going to Vegas with a bunch of guys, and he's like, yeah,
Peter's party.
For Peter, and he was like, but they're gonna have bulldozers, and there was something like, oh my God, he looks like a grown up, but he's acting like a 7-year-old. There was something
you found
about,
endearing, to be honest.
I found it endearing, yeah, but there was something about that, like, I don't know. I was hooked.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I mean, in the same, like, I would say Ariana is the one who was the most betrayed, but then coming in next is Daniel, because he
Sure.
has been, he was
all
a
right,
huge
let's not get
fan.
carried away. Let's not get carried away.
Sandoval was your guy.
I would not agree with that.
Okay.
I would not agree with that. I would say Ariana was she was like the one person of the cast that would do like confessionals,
Yep.
She was the one person who seemed to see what I was seeing. I think that might be one reason why people are feel like so much about this instead of other things that have happened on the show which haven't reached this level. It's because she was kind of the stand-in for the audience.
Yeah, we were talking about that when you and I had our therapy session over Vanderpump.
Yeah.
So Rob hosts a show called Vanderpump Robs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Amazing name.
Thank you.
And you knew that Daniel was a big fan. Oh, yes, that's what I was going to say. So Daniel is like rabid Vanderpump fan.
Let's not get carried away.
He's like president of the Vanderpump fan club. Number one. And we had Robin Shore on last time. So Daniel got Robin cockblocked.
I thought
You
Robin
bumped.
was the better choice.
Robin was great.
Robin was great. I love Robin.
She's on an airplane right now, but she did text me some questions for Peter.
Oh, boy.
So anyway, now is Daniel's big chance. And I want to say, we were sort of, we knocked out a wall in the studio, and we were like setting it up to make it look decent. YouTube.com/Alison Rosen. Let us know if we did. And we were inside the house, and Daniel commented like, oh, excuse me, I'm so sweaty. He is. I'm porcelain. And I said to him, do you want some powder? And he looked at me as if I said, like, do you want to shove this microphone up
Well,
your
I wasn't
butt?
sure if you were serious.
I was serious.
I was just looking at you
That's
like,
the thing people
what, do I
do
want powder?
that's the thing people do when they go on camera.
I know.
Hollywood,
Peter,
baby.
back me up.
Yeah, I don't really use powder.
You don't.
No,
But who does?
I don't.
Okay.
Wait, you mean so when you're
But I gotta
filmed
say,
by the
Peter
Bravo,
has a matte
I
looking
know.
face. He doesn't have a shiny face. He doesn't need it.
he has amazing
I
skin.
have-
When you walked in the house, I was like, look at that skin.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Is this just what's your skincare routine here?
Premeditated all over here. So I just, I do a facial scrub. Then I do, sometimes it's either with like a almond scrub or I have a L'Oreal scrub.
Okay,
And I
so
also-
we're scrubbing.
yeah. And then after that, you put a little bit of serum on. I have a few different serums. I have an orange serum.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I also,
Citrusy.
I have, it's
I mean,
very
your
citrusy.
skin looks
Vitamin
great.
C is a key ingredient.
I also have a blood serum that I,
Oh,
Are you serious?
Do you have a,
yes,
Whose blood?
mine.
Oh my
What?
God.
So it only works on the DNA key only works with the person who created
What?
it. Yes.
Is it? No, do you have a
Wow.
dermatologist who does this for you, or is there just like a guy at the back of
So
Sir
it's
who's?
called So Me, and so I went in and
Some.
they extracted blood and then created a serum.
That's
out of
wild.
it. They I don't know. They moved everything and then they created a
Yeah,
serum.
they
out of
spin it or
Yeah,
something so they get the plasma.
exactly. Yeah,
This is like
And
that
so-
movie Face.
Yeah.
you have to you have to refrigerate the
Yeah.
little canisters of the serum.
So,
Yeah.
and if you do that, you don't need powder, honey.
So wait, I have 1,000 questions. Okay.
But just go with one.
What does the serum look like?
It's like a matte white.
Okay. So you don't see any red in it. What does it
No.
smell like?
It smells fine. It doesn't have a smell.
How often do you put it on?
Like once a week. Yeah.
How expensive was this?
I don't know.
So
But we'll talk later.
okay. Because there is a thing called,
Yeah.
and I imagine you've heard of this. I think your mom has done this actually, Daniel, the vampire facial.
I've heard
Do you know about that? Yeah.
They said
Oh, yeah.
That's what everyone equated it to, but it's like, no, they actually take your blood and they create
Spin
a
it,
serum
yeah.
out of it. Yeah. And you're the only one that can use it.
Right.
Not even my brothers can use it
Oh, wow.
because it came from me directly.
I tried, and it just wouldn't even touch my
What
skin.
happened? Was
Yeah,
it like
if it's
two
bouncing
magnets?
off.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But I bet identical twins could use it. Yeah. So
Oh,
with the
interesting.
vampire facial, they take blood, spin it, get the plasma, and then do like microneedling. And I'm so
Yeah, no,
averse
that's
to
not
blood
that.
that
That's not
this
what-
is, but it must be sort of similar, except that you're not microneedling.
This is like a cream.
Yeah.
That you put on.
Blech.
I am so
Hey,
glad
hey.
this
But hey,
episode
it's
didn't
work.
start
It
with
works.
poop talk.
It started with blood talk.
Yeah.
But it
gotten
works for you,
I've gotten
clearly.
into like eating babies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
What's that like?
I joined the local Democratic Party, and that's what we do.
Wow.
Yeah. You haven't heard of this?
Adrenochrome.
Yeah, for the adrenochrome.
Okay.
Okay. There could be people listening who
You are
don't.
judging, but you've never eaten a
not
baby.
judging.
I haven't. No.
Okay, like I get it. It sounds horrible.
There
but,
could.
but
Would you liken it to chicken?
Where did this all go? Like
We're
this
about to be
went
put on a
off the
list.
rails
We're about to be put on a
fast.
list.
There could be
A lot
people
of judgment
listening
happening.
who don't understand.
Yes.
You are.
Kidding.
He's being facetious,
He's
everybody.
being facetious, and he's also making fun of the people.
But
who
also,
think
if
that that's
I
what Democrats
ate babies, do you think I
because
would admit it?
I don't want
This is
anyone
some
to think.
three-dimensional
Oh, yeah, all right.
shit.
or
let's
maybe I
move on
would
from
admit
that.
it, and that would throw you off.
I just
Anyway.
don't want anyone to think that you actually think. I don't want
Okay,
anyone
all
to
right,
think you're right wing.
Yeah, let's
is
just,
what I'm
let's
saying.
just
Let
keep
me-
going.
all right,
Let's keep moving on.
Not only do I not eat babies, I do not condone the act of eating babies.
Oh dear God!
Okay, I just want to be clear about that.
Peter is
You actually
regretting.
enjoy babies.
I love
We have
babies,
to
and not
have
for
them.
eating purposes.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
And can I
I
tell
don't.
you?
Yes.
I went. So our kids were out at the park with the babysitter, and then I went in to grab something, and they were back home, and I snuck past our 4-year-old right now. If he sees me, he wants to be in the studio. Hence the episode that I mentioned earlier.
Yes.
His big chance at stardom.
And
I had to
he
sneak. I had to
loves-
sneak. Like I had to
Yeah.
scurry and slink past him, hoping he wouldn't see me, and he didn't. But I felt like a real asshole.
He always wants to be here when we're here now. Yeah, so he's
It's
real
his thing.
disruptive.
oh, he's all about it then.
Yeah.
He's going to have his own show soon
will.
enough.
I think he might. I think he
Got the
might.
studio for it.
I know.
I mean, so Elliot, our oldest son, has started watching videos that are like Twitch videos, not on Twitch, but on YouTube of
Yeah.
people like playing video games. And so he starts playing video games and talking while he's doing it as though he's doing a Twitch channel. And I thought, he would be good at that. But there's just
Be a
something
terrible
inside my head
idea.
that's like, I don't want to have him start doing that shit yet. He's
Yeah,
6
I
years
don't want a
old.
Twitch son.
Yeah.
Don't want a Twitch son.
Well, I don't understand it enough. Like, I want to, if they're going to do something, I want to like fully get the ins and outs of it and know where the risks are and everything. And Twitch is just not.
just teach them basketball and play some hoops with them.
There you
go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Simple, easy.
So, Peter, we were talking about you recently because we went to the Renaissance Fair and it was dressed like a pirate.
Just like it was,
weekend.
just like a pirate.
Dress like a pirate at a Renaissance fair. That doesn't.
And no,
It was
the
a little-
Renaissance Fair was not historically accurate at all.
Renaissance Fair was kind of like,
Fan fiction?
it was kind of
Yeah, like a big
there
convention.
There were the people there who were historically accurate. You could tell they study something
Yeah,
and they're
yeah,
just
yeah.
really into it. And then there were people who came up with their own fantasy world. And then there were like Star Trek people. And
A lot of people in big mushroom hats. I don't know.
yeah, it was it
Okay.
was hard to get into the
Yeah.
A
reality of it.
mismatch of all sorts of just things coming together at the Renaissance Fair.
Exactly.
That just
Yeah.
makes
Yes.
sense.
But
Yes.
I was saying that you go to Gasparilla.
Every year.
Can you please tell us about this?
And it was the
Because
first I'd
we're
ever heard of it,
fascinated
and
by
I
this.
am
So
now fascinated.
Gasparilla is the last out of the 3 months that I celebrate holidays. So this is my last holiday, November, December, January. And it's like Mardi Gras, but you dress like a pirate in Tampa Bay.
Whoa.
And I do that every year. It's one of my favorite things to do. I cannot wait to get there.
Like,
So-
what-
It's on like
yeah.
the 29th of January.
And I
around
see
there.
all the pictures, like, because you always like to post from there because, you know, you got the on point costume.
I
and
do.
You're with a
all
bunch of
about it.
other pirates and people who want to party with pirates.
Exactly.
But what is it? Like, what happens?
Right.
Is it like
You get wasted and you dress like a pirate while you do it.
And like, are the women dressed like pirate wenches?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
so it's a whole like
It's
Pirates
a
of the
whole
Caribbean.
yes.
And
Yep,
they have the
yep.
tall
Convention.
ships there and everything.
Yeah, they have they have this one 17th century boat that comes through firing
That's-
Oh my
cannons.
God.
Awesome.
Yeah, the whole thing. Yeah. Oh yeah, it is an event.
And do you stand on the crow's nest yourself?
No, but I want to get on that ship like next year or the year
Yeah.
after if I have a chance to. I want to get on
Wait,
that
what's
ship.
the
and-
crow's nest?
The crow's
What's
nest
the-
is up the mast.
Oh, okay.
And then you're on the lookout to
oh,
see if there's land.
the top.
Or, yeah.
Got it.
Have you ridden on a tall ship before?
No.
There are I got to. There are some that kind of tour around and they will let you get on. Was it like the USS Washington or something?
No.
And they'll fire the cannons and everything, and they'll sometimes be down in Long Beach. If you look it up, it's pretty fun.
Okay, dumb question for the non-seafaring listener. What defines a tall ship? I'm imagining its height, but it's more than that, right?
The masts and the,
The
sails.
mast and the sails.
That's it? So like there could be one that's like 2 inches below that's not considered a tall ship?
I don't know what the cutoff is.
And
It's
like,
just
does
a-
it also count like below the water? Like,
Well, they're all
Yeah.
below the water.
well, I
for
know,
some-
but there's part of
in
it's
some
above the
form.
water.
I mean,
and they,
look at the
but
Titanic.
Where do
that
you
was
measure
below the water.
It
Where do
didn't
you
work out
measure,
for it.
measure the height?
Right.
From? That's
Yeah.
what I want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Do you measure it from the surface of the water? I bet you measure it from the bottom
I'll
of
bet
the
you they're not
thing
all.
that sticks down.
I bet you they're all not the same measurements because you can't get that kind of stuff measured accurately.
Right.
Well, as we all know, it's the motion in the ocean.
Yes.
That's what we need to be focusing on.
Go
What
with the
is that
flow.
thing that goes down on a ship called?
Is that the
Anchor?
rudder?
Not the anchor.
The boat?
Okay, so you have a ship.
The
and
mermaid
then
on the front?
the piece that goes down into the water.
I think it's the rudder.
I think it's
right?
the rudder. Are you
Rudder?
talking about the
It
part
sounds
that
like the rudder.
steers the ship?
'Cause
That's the
yeah.
rudder.
Yeah.
No, isn't there just like imagine an upside down mohawk? Doesn't a ship have an upside down mohawk? Doesn't it have a
Upside down.
We are accepting fan
Are you talking about the
imagery.
The thin part? That
yes, the
that's
thin
the
part
boat.
that like
That's
the fin.
actual boat.
There's
But
but
doesn't
there's
it
a
have-
part on the back that looks like a tail that kind of goes
That's the
back and
rudder.
forth. That's the rudder.
propeller.
Rudder.
Well, this is
I
good stuff.
thought-
This is.
I thought, okay,
Are you talking about the aft, the port?
Yeah. Oh God.
the
don't-
starboard.
or the
Peter, she doesn't
or the
know left and
sniffers.
right.
I'm not
She doesn't
gonna-
know.
I'm not gonna get
Okay,
into
here's
that.
a boat. Here's the water.
Ship in a bottle.
And then I thought that there's like a,
Yes, I know.
like a
Yeah, that's
fin.
the-
That's the rudder.
Yeah, the rudder is on the back.
There isn't.
I thought there was something right here.
No,
No,
That's
there's
Right
nothing
now.
there.
No.
Okay. Well, looks like we've
Barnacles.
all learned something today.
We rather have.
Okay.
All of us.
I
Yes.
think I know too much about this stuff.
Gasparilla, though, have we?
Yes.
Is there any secrets to Gasparilla we should know about?
Yeah. I imagine it's like
maybe
it's
you
a
can't-
wanton,
it's like
probably.
no, I could tell all. There's really no secrets. It's just like Mardi Gras, but you dress like a pirate and you get drunk. That's basically it.
Yeah.
Where do you
That's-
get your costume?
I bought my costume years ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
same costume.
Oh yeah, same costume.
Do you have a
Yes.
pirate name?
No,
I feel like you
I
do.
think we're gonna
I
need-
don't. I don't have one.
Do other people?
That's why I'm like, damn it, I need a pirate name now.
Yes.
Well, now that's.
Send
Captain
in the
Captain Morgan. Wait, no, what?
I said Captain Pete.
Captain Morgan.
One-eyed Pete.
There you
One-eyed Pete. I have two eyes.
Hmm.
Do you ever wear
Two-eyed Pete.
Two-eyed
Why?
Pete?
Two-eyed Pete.
Perfect. The legend of old two-eyed Pete.
hiding the booty.
All right. So you guys came on. How long ago was that? It was shortly after the whole Scandoval. Now, again, I got to bring them in.
Yes.
For people who don't know, Scandoval is the name for the scandal that shook out because Tom Sandoval and Ariana were like one of the longtime solid seeming couples of Vanderpump Rules. And then it all came out that Tom Sandoval, had been cheating on her for months and months and months with Raquel, who's another character on the show. And for some reason, this story just became international news.
It is so crazy.
And before that even happened,
it's
Peter
humble
was booked on my show. So
Yeah.
it was really amazing timing. Thank
It's
you.
very interesting timing.
It really was. It was
It makes you wonder.
serendipitous, really.
It was serendipitous.
Makes you wonder if I haven't been pulling the strings the whole
I
time.
know, right?
But
Do you work
anyway,
for Evolution?
that episode has been going nuts. Like, people just love that episode. It got picked up everywhere. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, of course.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you saw it, right? It was
Yeah,
in
I
like
did. Yeah,
Perez, Us Weekly, Page 6,
Yeah, it just
all
kept
over
on
the
going,
place.
going.
Yeah.
I was full of just like vitriol because I was just like, because it was fresh
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then after that, there was a bunch of stuff that happened that I look back on and I was like, oh my God, okay.
Like
wow. You know, like, I mean, I'm sure you've heard the text message that I've talked about for a while. Like, everyone's all like, okay, Peter, we get it. You tired of text message, you know, but I'm like, dude, what else am I supposed to do? It's not
Wait, the
just
one where he asked you if you
I
banged
had
Raquel.
banged Raquel, yeah.
Bang, quote unquote. Yeah.
And
That's
that
what he
was,
asked.
when was that? Like, what month?
That was the day I got off the plane to Gasparilla,
So that would have been
January?
January 27th.
he asked
He
you
had seen
in
the
January
episode.
about something that had happened
In July.
in July. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I get off the plane. I'm like, man, I have exuberance. I am ready to party. I'm feeling amazing, spectacular, capital, whatever you want to use.
Two-Eyed Pete is ready to get it on.
Yes.
And then the first thing I see
Two-Eyed
Two-Eyed Pete is ready to get it on. And the first thing I see when I get off that plane and turn my phone on is, hey, did you bang Raquel? Like,
Oh,
no, but I didn't even, like I said, I was so far removed from everything
Sure.
Vanderpump Rulian related.
like why would that even be on your
It's
mind?
not even on my mind. So the
Right.
first thing I thought was like, how are they portraying me?
Because you hadn't
Oh, yeah.
seen
No.
the advanced screeners.
No,
right?
I didn't. I was like, how are they portraying me
Was
right now?
he
What is
just
happening?
learning about the date?
Well, we went home then. I took her back to her place that night.
Yeah.
And we had made out, and everyone saw us making out. That's why it's on the episode. Like, oh, everyone saw you making out with Peter. You know?
And so, sorry.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, like, what I'm taking from this is that Sandoval, who is already dating Raquel at this point, is getting a little jealous because
Yeah.
some scenes are being shot with Peter on a date that he had gone out with,
Yeah, so I was part of the huge cover-up of this
But-
nefarious situation.
It sounds like he didn't know much about your date with Raquel until he maybe watched
Yeah,
the
maybe.
episode.
I don't know.
Like,
or
he learned-
he wanted as much information as possible.
But
Yeah.
looking back on it, a lot of it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Like
You
what?
know?
Oh, that they had been dating, you mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, her standoffishness and all this stuff. It
Right.
just makes sense. I'm just like, oh, there it is. You know?
Plausible deniability.
Exactly.
I said it on a recent episode of Vanderpump Rubs. I think they were hiding in plain sight,
They were.
Yes.
like
Yeah, no, it's a
serial
fact.
killers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The,
Yeah.
the weird thing is, so I know you don't watch the show, which is probably like good for your mental health.
I don't even like, I mean, I post about usually, because I like, whenever I go on a podcast, I post about that, but usually I'm just posting about me going to the gym and all that, how to make a cocktail. That's it, you know what I mean? And then when something like your podcast comes out, I'll post that, but then I don't really make that the focal point.
Right.
You know what I mean? I just kind of like do my own thing, I
So
don't-
the thing that's wild, and I don't know how much of this you're aware of, I imagine info about the show is probably trickling down to you, is that watching all the episodes now, there are a lot of people noticing how much Tom and Raquel hang out and
Yeah.
wondering what's up. And like, he was even asked, Tom Sandoval in a confessional or in an interview was even asked point blank by a producer, has anything physical happened between you and Raquel? And he gets this like really like cat ate the
Uncomfortable?
canary smile on his face. And he's like, no. I mean, but it's such a tell. But it's just weird because when all the news came out, I think everyone
Looks back on what happened and then
Yeah,
like
everyone was shocked, but now it's like Rob is saying, like it's. I guess I'm wondering, like, how much of a surprise was it really?
Yeah. For me, I'll still keep on saying it. Thank you. Thank you, Dan. For me, I'll keep on saying it. It was a surprise. You know what I mean? Because, it's just you weren't expecting that.
Right.
For someone who's been committed in a committed relationship for 9 years, you don't expect that type of nefarious situation to really happen. You know what I mean? It's like,
Totally.
okay. Huh?
I said totally.
I know,
Like,
yeah.
it's-
And then all of a sudden what ends up happening is like, everyone finds out that you've been cheating on your girlfriend of 9 years for the past year, and what? So now we're supposed to believe you that everything you say now is now you're going to tell the truth. I'm talking about like the TMZ thing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
What was the TMZ thing?
So Peter, I texted Peter about this. This is how much he like stays away from it at times. But like there has been what most people assume are staged TMZ interviews.
Yeah.
Oh, there was one with Raquel. And I will say this. The smartest thing Raquel did was when she got called out on a staged TMZ interview, she just went dark. She hasn't been online. She hasn't posted about it.
No, she's been at the mental institution Miraval.
Yes, the resort and spa. And if she's moved on to a different place, none of us know about it because that's how dark she's kept it. There was one recently with Tom Sandoval where he specifically calls out Peter and ex-cast member Dana for things that they've said. And it's ridiculous because, hey, Tom Sandoval, there are about 7 other cast members saying the exact same stuff. Yeah. Maybe even, if you want to put it in terms like this, worse things about you and your new girlfriend. But I feel like Dana and Peter were easy targets for him.
Because there's not going to be as much repercussion, you think?
I think so. I know. This is the logic of Tom Sandoval,
Hey, all
though.
I know is that, man, I'll be your Huckleberry and twice on Sunday. Okay.
Yeah.
If you want to come and get some on, let's go, baby. All day long.
Well, it just shows you the logic that he's got.
But
you
it's
know?
like, well, what do you think? That I'm not going to respond? Sure. Yeah, I'll respond. Face to face? Not yet. That's coming. But,
just
but as far as Miraval goes, like I mean I got some backlash for it because when I said, "Oh, Miraval, it's a spa," it's like
it is a spa.
How dare you say that? I'm like literally like, dude, you can Google it and it comes up Miraval Resort and Spa.
Yeah.
Now, if she's somewhere else and if she's like in a mental institution or a rehab center, that's another thing. And I'm sorry that I said that, but when it's coming up that it's been Miraval. And everyone's trying to gaslight everybody into thinking that it's a mental institution. Well, I got some ice from Alaska that I want to sell you. It's really good.
Do you see her, like, if you found out she was in a rehab, or is she someone who needs to go to rehab?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. We haven't been in. I don't know what's going on with her. If she has been, I hope that she gets better. But I mean, you reap what you sow.
Seems like a
in the
PR
end.
move.
Yes, exactly. It's
Right.
very much a PR move. And I do believe that some of the people that have criticized me may be from that PR team.
Yeah.
And I'm all like,
Well, so wait, what did-
because they do that type of stuff. So I'm like, oh, okay. So you are trying to gaslight people into thinking that a resort and spa, I can Google it for you right now and show it to everyone, is a mental institution. That's fucked up,
Yes.
by the way.
or even a rehab
That's-
center, like for
that's
wellness. Like it's not the same thing.
That's messed up to me.
Yeah.
Because, like, if I want to go and clear my head, mentally and go to a resort and spa, sure, that's one thing,
Right.
But you're
to
talking
misrepresent it.
You're taking it to, yeah, exactly. And you're trying to gaslight people into thinking that is a mental institution.
Yeah.
Well, it's all self-production sometimes. And I think that, like, going back to, like, the current season and some of the things you were saying, Daniel, like, Tom Sandoval is blatantly trying to work his own edit in this season.
Dan
That's
keeps
what's
pointing that out.
crazy.
It's wild.
It's there are terms that are thrown around a lot, like gaslight and narcissist. But what's wild is just seeing. It's like
narcissist
we're
gaslight.
being Yeah, like
White Knight
we're
himself.
being gaslit. Like there's this whole thing that's happening where we know what's going on in reality, which
Yeah.
usually you don't with these shows.
Exactly.
So we know what's really happening, and so we're watching them at a time when they didn't think people would know.
Yep.
Try to craft and manipulate the narrative.
Can you or Rob explain what you mean? Just make it. It's very vague.
Well,
right
I think
now.
the perfect example was in, as of this recording, the most recent episode, which would not have been last night's episode because this comes out on Thursday, right?
Oh
Yes.
So a week ago, season 10, episode 12, Tom Sandoval, Tom Schwartz go to the Yeasty Boys bagel spot. And they have this whole conversation where Schwartz is like, I just don't feel this spark with Raquel because the storyline.
So let me break that down for the people, because you got to imagine people who don't. Okay, so
I'm so sorry.
First of all, you can imagine before
hang
the
on.
scene them rehearsing it.
Yes, it was very stilted.
yeah.
Tom Sandoval and Ariana were the couple that were together for 9 years. Tom Sandoval was cheating on her with Raquel. Now, Tom's best friend, who Peter said is like his brother, like we've seen them as a unit forever, is this guy, Tom Schwartz, hence Tom and Tom. And the weirdest thing is this season, Tom Schwartz and Raquel, there seems to be some like attempt at romance between them, even though it feels very
zero
false.
chemistry.
Yes.
It seems so fake.
Which
from
is
the
like
beginning.
most likely a cover, I guess.
Yes.
Okay.
This
so-
whole idea of
Definitely a
self-production.
cover.
Yeah.
Self-production, right?
Did you said absolutely a cover, right?
Definitely.
Oh,
Definitely,
I mean, come
yeah.
on.
Even
Like,
though
it doesn't-
Schwartz is
Come on.
claiming, I know.
Yeah.
But he's
Okay, I'm sorry. Part of what gets me angry at things is when people don't see what's obvious. It makes me mental. It's like, it's so obviously fake, and there are people like, I think it's like, how do you not see what's so clearly obvious?
So, Peter,
fake?
you think that Schwartz just was covering for his boy?
I mean, what I'm saying, everybody's already thinking.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Everyone already thinks it already.
Right.
So yeah, I've alluded to that before, but now I definitely think, I'm just, throw it to the wind. I don't
And when
care.
the timeline is regardless, because at a certain
Right.
point he knew before everyone else.
So by Schwartz's own admission, by the time the Yeasty Boys thing happened, he knew that they had hooked up. So, so
twice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So when that scene happens, what happened?
Oh, one of the acoustic tiles just fell down. It's fine.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the passion in the room right now.
No, it's hot in here.
passion.
It's hot.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we know that he knew. So when he's saying to Sandoval, like, I don't know, I just had this gut feeling that she has a crush on someone else, and you're just like, first of all,
And Sandoval like smirks and is like, "Oh, really?
but first of all, what do you,
that happened?
Yes.
yeah,
What?
Yeah.
Yes.
There it is, everybody.
Yes.
Case closed.
But
There it
Daniel
is.
was like, who talks like that? What guy talks like that?
Exactly.
like nobody
Case
ever
closed.
has a sense that someone
Has a
else
crush on someone. That's so
crush on
weird.
someone. Like the whole thing is
No.
so bizarre. And then
You might say, like, I feel like this person, I feel like there's someone else, or I feel like
you would
they're
just think she's
involved
not
with
into
someone.
you.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
you wouldn't
or
think
like,
she's
yeah.
not into me because she's
she
into
has a
someone
crush
else.
on someone else. That's
Because it's
super
not
weird.
seventh grade."
Yeah,
Right.
it's just such a weird thing to say. And then my favorite part is Sandoval is like, and then every day I give her a dumpling latte, which
Talking about Ariana.
like I do so much for her. It's like they have an espresso machine in their bedroom.
Yep.
He pushes a button and goes.
So
it gives her a fucking latte.
Do they call each other dumpling? Is dumpling
He calls her
their
dumpling.
bug?
He calls
And
her
then-
dumpling.
And then
Dumpling.
and then Dr. Schwartz is over there going, well, did she reciprocate? It's like, guys,
Yeah.
maybe many of the viewers are idiots, but most of us are not idiots.
Yeah. And the hard part here is like you were saying earlier, so many people are so diehard that this is what's happening,
Yeah.
even though we also
Yeah.
know this other thing that's really happening.
Yeah.
And they cannot separate themselves from their passion for the show
Yeah.
and for the reality of like two things being able to exist at the same time. And I'm talking fandom here.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
talking pure
I was
fandom.
surprised in some of the clips that I put up from the episode. There are people who will defend Tom and Raquel in the comments.
It's
For sure.
wild. And
Yeah.
on my show, I have gotten some not so nice Apple reviews because I've even attempted to explain what the thought process might be between Raquel and Tom. And I had at one point said that I think because Tom Sandoval has more experience on the show, is older, and has probably a little bit more sway in the friend group, that he might be a little bit more responsible. Not necessarily that he is.
For what? The cover up?
For the cover up,
Yeah.
for the edit, for like insinuating a certain thing. Not to say that both Tom and Raquel, they both are equal parties in this.
Yeah.
But I think that there is a world where he might have a little bit more say, well, when Jax did X, Y, and Z, before you're on, he got away with it for so long.
Right.
But it's just a thought experiment.
Yeah, I mean, I do think, because I look at myself like, why does this get me? And it's like, it's the
Aroused? Why does it get you
Yeah,
aroused?
listen, we're being honest here, right? No, but like, why do I care?
Yeah.
And it's like, sure, I like Ariana, but it's not like I care so much. It's like, I think a huge part of it is that it's still so obvious that they're not being honest.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
When someone is lying to you and just refuses to admit they're lying over and over, there's something
That's
about
good
that.
television.
Well, it is great TV, but it also makes you like want to solve it. It makes you like, it's like a mystery that you want to solve. Or it's just like, you want the truth. If they had come out, if Sandoval had come out right at the beginning and just been like, look, here's the deal.
Yep.
We hooked up at this point.
Yeah.
All of this that you're going to see, we were trying to cover it up. No one would care. I mean, they would care, but
It would not be what it is right now.
right. Ariana would not
vitriol
be
wouldn't
at the
be
White House Correspondents'
Yeah.
Dinner. Like it would not be this thing that it is.
Yeah.
And it's the lying and the covering up that I think makes it such a big deal.
And I think that like what I was saying about Tom also, just to bring it back, like you see those lies coming from Raquel as well. But I don't think you see the calculation. I think you see the avoidance.
Right.
They're like,
Yeah.
I'll dance in the shadows over here and say I'm having fun. But with Sandoval, especially now that we've seen that Tom and Tom conversation, there is just like, all right, now you say this and I'll say this and it'll go this way. Now, Tony,
Did they,
Are you disassociating?
I just want to say it's someone on a, well,
did they speculate in that scene?
hold that thought.
Did they speculate in that scene who it might be?
No.
No.
So she has a crush on someone that.
Someone.
We all might know. We only date within our friend group.
But here's the thing: with something like that, speculation starts. That's just the natural order of things in a conversation.
Yes.
It's like, oh, I don't know, maybe she has she likes someone else. It's like, who would that be? Who do you think?
That's what the normal conversation would be.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And coming up on a episode that may have just aired, they talk about how Schwartz and Raquel spend the night at Sandoval's house when Ariana's out of town.
Oh, right.
So like now it's all coming together. Oh boy.
Have another water if you
What
would
the?
like.
What the?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because Ken, we saw that
As
clip.
Ken, yeah. it was
Ken
in-
is like, I can't believe Ariana, or whatever. I can't believe Raquel. Yeah.
Did I say it right, Lisa?
While Ariana is with her family because her beloved grandmother had just passed away.
Yeah.
Like, so that's my question for you, Peter. Are they, this is like a game, are they DNS or are they S&D? Are they dumb and stupid as James coined, or are they sinister and devilish? Like,
Ooh.
are they like,
How did
I can't
I
tell.
think they're a combination
can't
of
tell.
both.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Because some things they do just seem devilish
Sinister.
to me. Yeah. Sinister.
And
like,
then some
fucked
things
up.
they do are like, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
You know?
Howie Mandel's podcast.
Yeah, just
Oh, my
dumb.
God.
Yeah.
That was,
That was brutal. That's just he would have.
Peter, what were your thoughts on that?
I couldn't get through it.
I couldn't either.
I couldn't get through it. I was just like, okay.
So Sandoval went on Howie Mandel's podcast, but also
which
everyone
isn't great. Come on, if you're
everyone-
gonna listen to a podcast,
Yeah.
listen to a
Look at
good
this
one like this one.
But
yeah.
everyone was
course.
mad at him, right?
Oh,
Bravo
yeah.
was mad
Oh,
at him
yeah.
for doing that.
Yeah,
right?
of course.
'Cause it was,
He just dropped everything. It's all like, dude, leave something to the imagination.
Well, and also like half the episode was trying to explain what the show was even about to Howie Mandel.
Yeah, right.
Because apparently, like the drummer of Tom Sandoval's cover band, his wife is like the publicist for Howie
Yeah.
Mandel's podcast, and so of course, hey, you should come on and help this show that I work.
But also,
for.
if it's about image rehab,
yeah,
you should wait until after the reunion because you have now, you've shot all of your
wad,
your ammunition. Thank you, Jesus Christ, Allison. This is a family podcast.
Family show.
Come on. And so I know he was trying to get ahead of it probably, but like
this is the self-production that he can't do.
It's stupid because now they're going to have the last word.
This is the DNS part.
Yeah. So I don't know, but
oh man. Yeah, it's both. It's a combination.
We have questions for Peter, but yet again, I have realized, Tony, I don't even, not only did I not turn on my timer, I don't even have it in front of me. Is it somewhere on the table?
Yes, it's literally touching your computer.
Oh, on the other side. Okay. So I'm going to turn it on now. Can you tell me
40 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
wow.
Okay.
We're just talking away.
All right. Let's ask some questions. So Robin Shore, who was on last week. Not last week. What am I saying?
The great.
I mean, she actually was on last week, but also she was on. Yes, she has some questions for Peter. Let's get to those.
God.
We got those. We have questions from Patreon, and we have questions from people that called in. So, okay, Peter, how has your day-to-day life? You know what? We have a question song. Let's hear that.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
When we ask, they send them in. They're wondering how you have been. So thanks so much for answering these questions from our fans.
All right. How has your day-to-day life changed since you were last at the pod cabin? Did you think this would all be still be so intense?
I knew it was going to be still intense, but my day-to-day life has not changed. I still go about my day, and I still kick ass every day.
Nice.
That's the way it is.
All right.
Love the confidence.
In the most recent episode with the beach day gone wrong, what was it like to be at the flashpoint of history when James threw the drink in Schwartz's face?
Yeah, he was right next
So
to
I was
Schwartz.
right next to Tom Schwartz, and I'm like, okay, so someone throws a beer in my face, it's going to get real, and it's going to get real fast.
Yeah.
It's going to get real fast. So I'm like looking at Schwartz the entire time. I don't know if you saw it on the show. I'm looking at him like, are you going to do something? This guy's just disrespectful.
James threw a whole beer in Schwartz's
I saw it
face.
coming. I saw it coming from a mile away, and someone on Twitter asked me, "Oh, Peter, did you get any beer on you?" And I was like, "No, I didn't," because I saw it coming from a mile away. I just was like this.
How did you see it coming?
And he just like telegraphed it.
Oh, okay.
Well, and
Telegraphed
like
the whole thing.
drink
So I just
throwing
went
is second nature. On
Yeah,
this.
exactly. So I saw it coming a mile away. I was like, yep, okay, it's all on him. And so I kept on looking at Schwartz. I was like, are you going to do something? Are you going to strike back? Like, just fucking go.
You've got a full beer right next to you.
Yeah, so throw a beer back at him or throw some sand in his face. Who cares? You know, you're at the beach. You have plenty of stuff to use. Or go and throw some punches.
Yeah.
But he did nothing, right?
Did
he just
nothing.
took it out
He just
on La La Land.
sat there.
Yes, he did take it out on everyone else than he needed to. Like,
Well, he apologized. It's interesting because I went on Reddit to look at what the reaction to that was, and I think there's a lot of females on the Reddit board. Okay, I just want to say, I don't know if I'm going to get canceled for pointing this out. Is this run it through the cancel?
okay,
And
you're clear.
they picked up right away something that I didn't, which was that Schwartz immediately kind of went over and apologized to James. But when Lala went in on him, he wouldn't back down. And the sort of way that he'll continually go after the women, but with guys, he kind of backs off.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that's not wanting physical confrontation or if it's a misogyny thing.
Well, you
or
know
what.
him, Peter. What do you think?
That I don't know. Like,
What is
that's
he like?
interesting that you bring that up.
Because the theory seems to be that he just
Maybe he
hates
doesn't
women.
want physical confrontation.
Yeah, like he's not afraid that Lala's going to throw a punch. She'll yell at him.
Well, and I also
But
think
the-
that they're
but- but-
everyone. Sorry, I cut you off.
No, you're fine.
I was just thinking everyone was on one that day.
Yeah.
Like,
Everyone was on one. Hey, I drove in my convertible. I had a cigar out of my mouth. It was a good time.
Yeah.
I was ready to have a great time. You see, like everyone's all like what? Okay, I was always content to be like Peter's their manager. Just go to the parties, have a drink at the bar, have some fun. That's my thing. they directly involved me when I was part of the nefarious affair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they knew what they were doing, and they're like, "Oh yeah, go on a date with Peter. You know, go on a couple of dates with Peter. That way we can keep the heat off of us because you're dating Peter." There, you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So by the time we got to that beach scene, I was like, "Dude, I'm already dating. I'm already dating other ladies. I'm not hung up on Rachel, you know?
Burn.
I am not hung up on her." And that's a lot of people are like, "Oh, Peter, he's just, he's hung up on Rachel." What the hell? No, I'm not.
There's a lot of theories out there.
If you haven't noticed, if you've been watching the show, you haven't noticed, I don't give a shit. I don't care. The only time I started caring again is when you dragged me back in with the starter pony comment.
Yeah.
And then me finding out that, you were hooking up while I was dating her. Okay, you dragged me back in. All right, now I'm directly involved. And I don't want to be directly involved, but you got me directly involved. So now I'm being directly involved.
Yeah.
Let's go. Big time. I love it. So my whole thing is, once we got to that beach, I don't care.
Was there a lot of tension during that whole time?
There
you were
was.
there? Yeah.
There was a lot of tension. And me, I just kind of like float above it.
Yeah.
But my whole thing is, you throw a beer in my face, it's going to get real, and it's going to get real fast.
Yeah.
My whole thing is that Satchel wore socks to the beach.
I know.
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
we
what
noticed
was
that.
that? Like,
don't
I'm like
know.
literally like, yeah, I thought about that. Like, just now, like,
look at.
We
this
noticed
dude
that
serious?
a lot. Yeah.
It's like, gotta get rid of those socks, man.
Is
I
he
mean,
just
like-
like an anti-barefoot guy?
well,
Oh,
I
maybe.
was playing football and my pants ripped. I don't know if they showed that.
Oh.
No, but
didn't
I'm gonna
see that,
watch
no.
the never before seen episode
Yeah.
and make
Yeah.
sure that if
What do you
shown.
think of Satchel? Satchel is Katie.
Let's-
I don't know.
Let's be
I
nice to
and-
Satchel.
Yeah, Satchel seems
Interesting
fine.
name.
He seems nice. He seems sweet.
fine.
He's named after Satchel Paige, which
Yes.
is actually a great name.
Yes.
Satchel Paige.
So I have a question
You know.
though for Peter, which is,
Yes.
what is Schwartz like in real life? Like, what do you think of him? Because Daniel has lost a lot of. Daniel is like almost more frustrated with Schwartz.
No,
than
honestly,
Scandoval.
I'm a little frustrated with Schwartz right now.
Yeah.
I really am. Schwartz was always like just the cool guy that wanted to, with me, for instance, I don't know how he was with his relationships, his relationship.
like with Katie.
Yeah. I don't know the backstory behind that. I didn't really pay attention. But with me, he was always cool. We were always like, we just talk about like, let's go to Vegas, blah, 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 stuff like that. It was never like, there was never any tension between myself and Schwartz, So all this coming to light is very interesting to me,
Yeah, he's got an amount of charisma. I've only met him once.
He does have a lot of charisma,
and
natural
he's
charisma.
a friendly person when you meet him.
Yeah.
And I can totally see where you're going from there.
Yeah.
Like where it's like, well,
He's a very
it's
amenable
frustrating when you start
Yeah.
seeing other sides to people.
Yes,
that have
it
only
really
shown
is.
you,
and
like,
it's only
a nice,
caused me to
charismatic
become
side.
a little bit more cocooned in the way I am.
Ah.
I don't really trust as many people as I did before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes
and I was
sense.
already on that level, especially like
Now, how about all of us? Do you
Back,
still
you
trust
know.
us?
Yeah, of course. But like for instance, back in the day with Jax, I told him, "What the fuck are you doing, dude?" You know what I mean? I called him out
Yeah.
Right.
for his shit, and I told him to his face. I was all like, "If Tom comes for you, I'm not getting in the way," because I got in the way, before with the whole, thing in Vegas.
Yeah.
So it's basically, this is a little bit worse than that.
Yeah.
know
Are you
what
in
I
touch
mean?
with Jax?
No, there's a whole other story behind that I'm not going to get into at the
Okay.
moment, but we'll get into
We'll have to
that.
come back to the
Well,
cat.
Yeah, I mean,
Here, let me
if you ever
refill your glass,
if you ever decide to get into that, I would like to hear about it.
I mean,
Think-
I'll tell you what I
remember
want.
me.
I want Peter and Sheena on
Yes.
this podcast.
Yes,
Yeah.
I would
all
love
in
that.
good time.
Yeah.
And I will be
There's
a
little
fly on the
nuggets
wall.
that I drop every time I do an interview, and I don't want to give everything away.
Okay, a breadcrumb.
Sheena. I feel like Sheena is like Harvey Keitel in Reservoir Dogs. You know?
Oh, man.
Like defending, then finds out, and she was just like has to put the
Yeah,
bullet in her
exactly.
head.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
because you watch her defend Raquel, and you're just
Yeah,
like, oh my
I know.
god, when she finds out.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah.
And she and I already talked about that, and I'm going to be on her podcast. We're recording today, so tomorrow I'm going to be talking with her on her podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I drop little nuggets here and there. Like today, I can talk about something.
Yes, please.
I currently am pitching my own TV show right now.
It's exciting.
I shot the pilot to that a year ago, and now we got all the title ready to go, the pitch deck, the one pager, and of course the teaser, sizzle reel. So right now I am pitching my own TV show.
What is it about?
Spoilers. I don't want everything. I can't give that away yet. I don't want
the moosh boosh.
Is it
moosh boosh? Let's put it this way.
Is there anything else you can tell us?
It's like a. I'll just put it this way. There's a lot more to it than what I'm going to give you, but it's like a travel show, like in the vein of Anthony Bourdain.
Ooh,
okay.
And we need that.
Yes. So that's what I'm pitching around town right now. I already got all my ducks in a row, and we started pitching. This past week.
Well, good luck.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah. I hope that happens, but you still have to come back.
Oh yeah, of course. I'll still come back. But the thing is that like everyone's always been saying like, oh, Peter, you should have your own show. It's like, stay tuned. And so this is the first time anyone's ever going to hear about me doing my own thing.
Nice.
Awesome.
Right.
All right. We have a couple voicemails for you.
Oh boy.
Let's hear one.
Hi, Allison. I really appreciate all your little videos. I'm interested in the one you're going to be doing with Peter Madrigal. And I do have a question. I was just wondering how his family is taking all this, his sister and his brothers. I know they all stay in the background. They're very quiet. And just wondering if they're okay with everything or if they're supporting him in every way they could. Thank you. If you could just give him that little message that, we're all on his side and we do care, a lot of us do care deeply for him, and we are worried about his family, if they're okay with everything. It's a hard thing to be going through. Thank you.
What is the thing that they're going through, I'm wondering? Is
are they
it
okay?
watching you get dragged on Watch What Happens Live?
Oh, trust me, they're fine. They know I'm a lion, and they know that Peter's going to be fine. They're not worried about me.
Okay.
I'll tell you this, having met a few of your family members, Peter, I don't think I've ever met more supportive, but will also razz the hell out of you brothers.
Yeah, exactly.
In a very long time.
I come from a family of wolves, but I am a lion. So let's go.
So I'm sorry, remind us how many of you all there are?
I'm the oldest of 7.
What?
Oh my God. Did this come out on the podcast? Have I blocked this?
I don't think so. I don't even think I knew that.
Wow.
Yeah, oldest of 7.
That is the Von Trapps.
How old is the youngest?
The youngest, he's 22.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, he's Michael.
So no wonder you are a manager and can sort of oversee everything while staying out of the fray a bit.
Yeah.
Have you been doing that your whole life, basically?
Basically, yeah. Yeah, I've been kind of managing all of my siblings into not getting into fights. But then sometimes I get dragged into them.
Right.
Yeah.
How many?
How many boys?
How many boys?
One
how many
girl.
Girls?
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm so
My
sorry
sister,
for your sister.
Is she the youngest?
No, she's the middle child.
Okay.
Yeah, she's in the middle. So it's 3, 1, 3.
That's
Right.
wild.
Oh, yeah. It was an interesting Madrigal family.
And you grew up in Texas?
Uh-huh.
Where in Texas?
Deep south on the border with Mexico.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So it's mom's Scott Irish, dad's Hispanic. So 2 Catholics getting together.
7 children later.
Exactly. So there you go.
Lord have mercy.
So are your parents like, Peter, when are you going to get
My
married
dad
and have
passed
kids?
away in 2011. And my mom, she's more, I don't know, she doesn't really concentrate on it. I show her stuff and she's like, I'm good. Thank you.
That's like when I try and explain what a podcast is to my mom.
Yeah, there you go. She doesn't.
Very proud of you, son.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Do you guys watch Succession?
Love Succession.
Okay.
It's one of my favorite shows.
It's so good. I have not watched
Brian
last night's
Cox
episode.
is one of my favorite actors.
He's the best.
Great.
X-Men 2.
Oh,
The second
that I
one,
can get in on.
The best Hannibal Lecter.
Did you know this?
Red Dragon. Or
No.
Manhunter.
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 Because then they made it.
Silence
Sorry,
of the
Succession.
Lambs.
Succession.
Silence
Well,
of the Lambs.
because we were talking about birth order. Did you know that evidently Siobhan is the youngest,
Yes.
not Roman? You knew
so
this.
it's Connor, and then it's Kendall, and then it's Roman, and then it's Siobhan.
This is news. I wish there was someone else who listened.
She
who
will
didn't
not
know.
accept the fact that I knew
can't
that.
accept. Because if you watch the opening credits,
Yeah.
the young girl is so much bigger than the boy. Well, I mean, I just always thought that Roman was the youngest. I had no idea.
He has
This is
youngest
mine.
energy.
He has youngest energy.
He has younger. Yeah, he has
Yeah.
young energy.
We have another call from the same woman.
Oh.
Ooh.
She has more.
Hi, Allison. This is Lorraine, and I do have a question for Peter. I want to know does Peter believe in reincarnation and that he could be an old soul from another lifetime? And also that Peter's kindness could also be because he is an earth angel and is here to help and put others before himself. Thank you. If you could relate that to him, I would appreciate it. Thank you.
Those actually were my questions. that I was
Lorraine
gonna
wants
ask.
to know if you think you could be an earth angel.
Earth angel. I don't think I'm an earth angel, but why I put other people before me? Well, that literally comes from being the eldest
Yeah.
in the family, where you have to like put others before yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm the one that has to babysit everybody. I'm the one that takes responsibility over everyone. So that's where that comes from.
Yeah.
You know, it's directly correlated to me being the eldest in the family.
Yeah.
And do you think you reincarnated from a lion?
Probably, yeah. I think
Yeah.
my spiritual animal is a lion. So there you go. That's my reincarnation right there.
I want to tell you guys about Storyworth.
Oh.
Because let's say you come from a family of 7, you want to preserve those stories. This is not the segue. This is not.
It's perfect, honey. It's
I
perfect.
call myself the queen of segues, and I feel that one was not as seamless as some of mine. But Storyworth, if you're not familiar, it makes an amazing gift. I gave this to my dad. So this could make Mother's Day extra special. It's a unique, heartfelt gift. Let me explain what it is. So, Storyworth is an online service that helps you and loved ones preserve precious memories and stories for years to come. It is thoughtful and it's meaningful and it is great. I gave it to my dad, and what they do is, there's like a big list of story prompts, of questions, and you can choose which ones you want. You can add your own, and they send the recipient one of the questions each week, and they can respond. They can send it in, they can call it in. And then at the end of a year, they collect all the stories and they put them in this beautiful hardbound book. And then you have like a book of your family member or whoever you gave it to's memories. It makes a great gift to pass down. It's just, and my dad is the kind of dad who I've heard, no offense, Dad, if you're listening, I've heard his stories so many times. Like I didn't think I would learn things about him because I thought I knew everything. But because of Storyworth, there was all this stuff that I actually learned about him. It like unearthed stories that I didn't even know about. So I really recommend it. Give all the moms in your life a unique, heartfelt gift you'll all cherish for years. Storyworth. Right now, for a limited time, you'll save $10 on your first purchase when you go to storyworth.com/bestfriend. That's Storyworth, STORYWORTH.com/bestfriend to save $10 on your first purchase. Storyworth.com/bestfriend. Okay, so then we also have some questions that were sent in on Patreon. Tracy Vaughn wants to know.
Tracy Vaughn.
I want to know what it's like actually trying to manage a restaurant while having to stop to take pictures every 2 minutes.
Holy shit. That's, you get used to it eventually. Before it was kind of like an adjustment. I'm going to say like, during season 3, 4, it was kind of an adjustment to stop what you're doing to take pictures. I mean, it's still a little bit of an adjustment, especially if you're like going.
Right.
And you're like running around the place and all of a sudden someone tries to stop you. Like you're literally like, I'm literally like running. And it's like, Peter. I'm like,
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's just a lot of cardio.
Has it been busier since all this stuff
And we're always
started
busy.
happening?
We're always busy at Sir. All the time. We've always been busy. It got a little busier, once the Scandoval happened, But yeah, it's always very busy at Sir. So if you want to make reservations, make sure you make them because sometimes I don't take walk-ins.
Well, I'll tell you this. I'm making a reservation for July because I've got some friends coming in from Canada that watch Vanderpump Rules.
Oh, wow. Here we go.
And didn't know that it was easy to make a reservation at the restaurant.
You can go on Open Table, baby. Make a reservation, sir.
I can't believe we've never gone. We've driven by it.
Didn't we
gotta go.
think of going at some
A
point?
lot of times. Yeah. No, we've like done drive.
You've never had the
drive-by.
goat cheese balls.
No, I never have.
OMG.
I had my birthday there last year, and Peter made it very special.
Oh, that's sweet.
so
You know, I
nice.
make everything special.
Okay, so it wasn't that special then. Huh.
I have a question. I was thinking about how you've been there this whole time, and the show is about a group of people that worked there 12 years ago. Yeah. But there's a lot of people who have worked there over the years. They just chose those people to focus on.
Yeah.
Have there been other cliques and groups like
Not
that?
really, no.
Is there something about that group?
There's
that
something,
was,
there was something about that group that, like, I mean, everyone's following that group now. So that's the group, you know? That's what it is.
Well,
Everyone wants to follow that group.
Hey, bouncing off that question, though, there's like rumors that Beverly Hills was filming Housewives of Beverly Hills, and like production would be at Sur or Villa Blanca or something. And the rumor is that production was like, you have got to get cameras on this staff. Because everyone, the Kristens and the Stasis and the Witches of WeHos of the world,
Twisted
Sisters, as you called them.
Who was that? Was that
The
Katie's?
Twisted Sisters was Katie and Kristen.
But apparently they were so engaging without cameras on them that kind of moved the needle to say maybe we should have a show here.
Yeah, it was. That's pretty spot on.
Wow,
That's very spot on. It's like, you know, it was between Villa Blanca and Sur was everyone was kind of in a relationship at Villa Blanca. There was nothing really going on over there. And you go over to Sur and it's just chaos. And I'm the calm in the chaos.
go ahead.
How does it work when they're filming either Housewives or Vanderpump, when they're filming at the restaurant, but also people are like, does everyone there enter knowing they might be on camera?
Yeah,
or
we put out there's
like a sign.
the production company puts out a sign saying you're entering into a filming area, just to give you a heads up. And then if you're going to be in background, they sign waivers.
I mean, I imagine people who are dining there must be excited. That would be a plus if it's filming that day.
Some people get excited about it. Some people are not so excited about it. But you know, I mean, it's like, hey, you have a sign. You know,
Right.
You're not gonna be on camera. Don't worry. There's some people that say like, oh, I don't want to be on camera. It's like, trust me, you won't.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be on camera. You're not the focal point of anything.
Right.
So
right.
don't worry. That's not gonna happen.
No one's
I
paying
had to
attention.
I had to sign one of those
I
once
mean-
because I was getting dinner and I saw the episode that I signed for, and no, not even close to being on camera. Of course, I wanted something. You know,
Yeah.
it was
Right.
fun.
Why
I did a
not? Yeah, it's
podcast.
fun.
It'd be silly, but no, not at all. You start noticing, especially I've been to like 2 filmings. They're getting the scenes they want,
Yeah.
and everything else is
And that-
happenstance.
Surgical precision.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to like say it, but I've gotten some complaints where it's like, oh, I don't want to be on camera. It's like, you're not going to be on camera.
Don't worry.
Don't worry about it.
You're not that interested.
Although I do find it funny when I did sign the document, it was at a CNX Tuesday, but it was before James started DJing. And James, I didn't even realize, was right around the corner from the bar. And he leans over and he's like, "You're signing your life away, mate."
James
He
seems
would
fun.
say that.
That's hilarious.
He would say that.
Yeah.
It was interesting that you said that it was Kristen and Katie, but not Stassi, because Stassi comes off as the leader of that group. Was she not?
The
At the
Regina
time.
George?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you think that
Regina
that's not how it is?
No, she was always the leader of the group, but she was not one of the Twisted Sisters.
What
They were the Witches of WeHo, but she was not. She was the leader. She wasn't the sisters, because the sisters followed the leader.
Oh, okay, so here's another question. Katie was in an accident.
Yeah.
See if I can ask this properly. Was there someone else that was in that accident with her?
No, that was
No?
in 2009.
And then
This
what
is
she
where
would,
she crashed through the skylight.
Yeah.
because she talks about having
She crashed. So the first night that she worked there, I met her, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, she's gone. And the one visiting her in the hospital was Kristen Doty. I was all like, "That's one
This
night."
is
and
pre-show.
you're all- Yeah, this is 2009. The show
Yeah.
didn't start till 2011. Teaser, sizzle. But she got the one person that visited her was the one training her was Kristen Doty.
Oh.
That's how they became close.
Oh wow.
interesting.
Yeah.
And she wasn't.
I had
with-
no idea. I didn't know until like later on. I was like, "Wait, what happened?"
Yeah.
Because I was all like, "Oh, that girl Katie, did she want to? Did she quit?
Right.
Or what's going on?" And she's like, "Peter, she was in an accident." I was like, "Oh, what?" You know, because it was like a shock to
Yeah.
me,
Yeah. Because it's such a bizarre accident too.
it was
Yeah.
really bad.
and nobody told me about it. You know what I mean? Like, because and then one day I like asked, and I was all like, "What happened to Katie?" You know, because she was training here. It's like, Peter, she had an accident. I was like,
Huh.
Yeah.
"When did that happen?" You know?
So she wasn't with Schwartz at that point.
No.
Okay.
No, she was not. She was not with Schwartz at that point. That group did not exist yet.
Right. So she just okay.
Yeah.
Because she'd had a traumatic brain injury that sounded really
Yeah.
serious,
Yeah, it
and
was.
I feel like that never gets brought up. Like
And I can understand.
I understand why, but
but-
on the other hand, it's like to label her as this unhinged tequila Katie, whatever, feels a little bit callous.
Yeah, she does not
Considering
get a
the
good
fact
edit.
that
most of those
considering the
early
fact that it
seasons
might
at all.
be.
I mean, I'm now looking back on everything, especially what she's been through with Schwartz and Sandoval and all the rest of it. I'm just like, there might be a little truth to that
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
I had done a Patreon episode before season 10 started with this woman named Emily, who has an incredible podcast called It's Become a Whole Thing. And she has a VPR group text that she sourced from a Tom Schwartz timeline, because we're like, if we're going into season 10 with this Raquel, Schwartz, Peter, like what's going on, and just going through like what could have potentially led to the breakup of her and Katie. And it was kind of eye-opening when you really do binge and like focus on one character. And I do say character specifically because I do think there's a difference between them on the show and them in real life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, interesting.
I have a Sir snack chat question.
Oh.
What is your favorite cocktail and favorite entree there?
My favorite cocktail is the Greenfield. I'm a tequila guy, so the Greenfield is like a cucumber margarita, but it has some sage in it.
Oh, that sounds
Delicious.
refreshing. Sounds good.
It's
Yeah.
delicious and refreshing. And as far as entree, it depends on what time of the day it is.
Give us multiple times a day.
Okay, so at night, one of my favorites is the skirt steak.
So good.
Oh,
so good.
It's so good. And then in brunch, I love salmon. The salmon there for brunch is to die for. I literally have dreams about that salmon.
How is it prepared?
You know what? How about this? You should go and find out.
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
I will. All right. I got to put my glasses on for this. Okay. My Frol Rame says, what's his favorite slow time thing to do at the restaurant? Rolling napkins or polishing silverware? I used to wash a lot of dishes.
What the hell? Those are not slow time things. Those are the busy work
Yeah.
things. If it's going off, I'm not. I'm going to be rolling, napkins, and I'm going to be polishing glasses because I am busy. That means that we are crazy busy. Now, slow time thing. What do I know? Probably taking pictures with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So slow time. When I'm slow time, when there's nothing else to do, I'm going around to tables, saying saying hi to everybody, seeing how you're doing. And then most of the time they're all like, "Oh, Peter, can we take a picture?" It's like, yes, absolutely. That's my favorite slow time thing to do.
It's not dropping rose petals into the fountain.
That's even slower time.
Is that something you have to do?
Yeah.
Check out the Sir Instagram account. You'll
Okay.
see a
I
lot
just
of
start
Peter
dropping those rose petals.
Have you met Lisa Vanderpump's menagerie of like miniature horses and all that stuff?
Yes. Yeah.
Is her house? Have you been to her house?
Yeah.
Is it amazing?
No, I've never been to Lisa Vanderpump's house ever.
Of course, you've been there a
Good
ton.
question, Allison.
Duh. Sorry, that was really.
We have digital footage.
Call me
of-
out.
Digital footage of Peter being at Lisa Vanderpump's house.
I'm a regular Howie Mandel. What is it? Is her house amazing?
It is amazing.
Yeah.
They have an infinity pool. It's just fantastic.
I have a question for you, Peter. Have you ever? And you know what? Question for the table.
Ooh.
Has anyone ever seen the Baywatch Nights episode that stars Lisa Vanderpump?
What?
What?
Because I have.
Oh my god!
Wow.
I didn't even know about it.
So Baywatch
tell
Nights,
us everything.
of course, is the spinoff of Baywatch.
Of course.
Terrific. Probably the best spinoff that's ever been made. And she runs a brothel of sorts, but for men. And there's been a murder. And when Mitch is not watching the Bay,
Yeah.
he's solving the murder.
Who's Mitch?
Wow.
That would be David Hasselhoff.
Okay.
David Hasselhoff.
Yeah.
Got it. I assumed.
I don't know when this guy sleeps because his day job is lifeguarding and his night job is
Solving
private eye.
murders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she runs a brothel, but the prostitutes are men.
Yes. I believe there's a name for that.
A
But
stag ranch or something.
A brothel.
a brothel. There it is, yes.
Brothel. There you go.
I think the only way you can watch this show nowadays is if you order the German DVDs of it, which are all in English, except for the title cards of each episode, which are in German.
Wow.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Der Baywatch.
Yeah.
Yeah, Baywatch.
Nights.
That's amazing. So she wanted to be an actress. Oops.
She was
I
an
feel-
actress. I feel like
It
Passion.
just drops.
Yeah, I feel like Lisa has had a lot of business ventures, but probably once she came to Los Angeles, that's just part and parcel, right?
Yeah.
You know, got to be on TV at some point.
yes.
There you go, baby.
Robin also would like to know, have you been able to go back to Dr. Cracks to get your back cracked?
Dr.
Oh,
Cracks.
that's what
I've not
everyone's
gotten
wondering.
my back cracked yet by Dr. Cracks. Dr. Cracks, I'm going to come for you. I'm coming to get you, baby. You're going to crack this back. I don't know. I'm
Dr.
good.
Cracks as a Kraken at Gasparilla. Cracking your back is
Oh.
a pirate.
Ooh. Cracking
Say
two-eyed
that
Pete's
5
back.
times fast.
Dr. Cracks cracking my back as a Kraken at Gasparilla.
Yep.
Oh, that was really good.
Oh, thank
Very
you.
impressive. Okay. What? Oh, you know what? I should say hello and welcome and thank you. And
Yeah.
welcome and thank you twice to my new patrons.
Alison wants to say thank you to a couple of special people out there who signed up to be new patrons. Patreon.com/Alison Rosen.
Hello and welcome to Jill Pooh 3, who subscribed at the annual level, to Yule Quinky. I feel Yule. Let me know how I butchered your name and I'll fix it. Texting level, Tracy Vaughn, texting level, and David DeVries. Hello, welcome. I hope you're enjoying all of the Patreon stuff. And while we're talking Patreon, I should mention I have a new podcast. It is called Alison and Todd After Hours. It's very fun so far, and people are enjoying it. And if you're interested in that, and I have not described it other than to say it's fun and people are enjoying it. So, take a risk, take a gamble. I gossiped and shit talked a former coworker on an episode. That's the kind of that's the kind of stuff you get on that. It's just $2 a month. Go to patreon.com/Alison and Todd. All right. I think it might be time to do Just Me or Everyone.
Sometimes I ponder on something I have thought or done. Is it just me or everyone?
Right. Do you have one, Rob?
I do. I think I do have one. Is it just me, or does everyone think this? Festivals on the way out.
Oh, I'm on the way out of going to them, but I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm for sure on the way out of
But
going.
is that just our age?
That's, fair, but there are plenty of people near our age that I saw on the road today leaving Stagecoach.
Yeah.
And I was very frustrated because I was like, I've got a job to go to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This podcast. Thank you. And I just feel like they're very hot.
Yeah.
They're
dusty.
They're expensive, dusty. And I feel like that's just not a sustainable business model. So they're on the way out.
They're definitely out for me. They've been out since 96 for me. The last one I went to was Lollapalooza.
Yeah, I think I went to a weenie roast a long time ago, and I remember thinking, I think I've had my fill of outdoor daytime festival. Now, Tony plays in a rock band.
True.
Yes.
yeah.
What do you think?
I will say I'm not
Motion City soundtrack for anyone who doesn't know.
not a fan of going to them either.
As a
yeah.
fan.
I don't think it's a good way to see a band. But a lot of them really are doing well.
Still kicking.
Yeah. The right
It is
ones
like a
are real,
vacation.
like they're pretty huge.
Yeah.
Like honestly, they're
Coachella's
pretty huge.
pretty big.
Yeah,
Still.
and there's like new ones keep popping up, and then they sell out in like the first 24 hours, and yeah, I think they're not going anywhere.
And I guess I should be totally honest. I did see that there's that area in Vegas that is doing like the emo one, and it's just like,
Are you playing that one?
Okay. But they're also doing like a new metal one.
Oh yes,
And
New metal.
someone was.
Oh, I think it was
Emily
Emily,
Fleming.
yeah.
Emily Fleming, who's been on my show, is going to that. I think.
That was the first hint in a while since probably I went to Ozfest in high school that I was like, maybe I'll go, and then I didn't buy tickets. So I don't
See,
know. if
I feel like
can.
I could be wrong, but I feel like Las Vegas would not be the worst place to go to one of these because at least like it's not hard to find. Well, and I mean, unless it is hard to find a room, but like my thing with going to something like Coachella where it's multiple days is where
tense.
Where do you stay? Like the whole lodging thing
I can't do
becomes
that.
complicated.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the big thing for me. If
Yeah.
I can like go somewhere
Right.
to sleep,
Peter, do you ever do Coachella?
Nope.
Oh,
only
No, I don't
Gasparilla.
do any of that. I don't. Yeah, only
Sorry.
Gasparilla. Gasparilla is my Coachella.
Where do you stay in Gasparilla?
Oh, well, there's this last time I decided to stay with a friend. But before that, it would be the Westin Tampa.
okay.
So that was fun. But yeah,
So you're not an all-day outdoor festival person.
no. Peter needs his naps.
Peter is Peter
Oh,
is
are you an avid napper?
No, I'm not an avid napper, but I'm drinking all day long.
Yeah.
I need my naps, And this time around, actually, I did not want to miss a moment because every time, I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna go up to my room with the festival. The party's going on downstairs. I'm gonna go up to my room, pass out for a half an hour, come back refreshed and ready to rock. This time around, I was like, my friend's place is way down there. I don't want to walk all the way down there, all the way back. I'm gonna pace myself a little bit more this year, which was actually better.
That's so mature.
Yeah.
Imagine
There you go.
That's
that.
really good.
Yeah.
Are there events and things that are like different kinds of are there bands
I've never
playing?
even been there, and I know there's events.
Yeah, there's some
on,
events
dude.
going on, but not where I'm at. Where I'm at is just like drink, get drunk. Have
you are
fun,
the events.
There's
basically.
no pin
Yes.
the fin
Yeah.
on the mermaid or anything like
No,
that.
none of that. I don't know what that would be, but
That's
okay.
hilarious.
It's like pin the tail on docky
But
and
it's a mermaid.
nothing nefarious at all.
No.
Okay.
Just
Peter,
a game.
do you have Just Me or Everyone?
Just me or everyone? I haven't really thought about that. Is it just me or everyone? Is it just me or is it everyone? I still like to go to clubs. Is that just me or is that everyone?
That's not just you, but it's not me because I
There you
don't.
go.
I
Yeah,
don't
there you
like
go.
to
You
have
s-
fun.
You never did.
I was never really a club person. No, there was a period. There's been 2 times in my life that I've been a bit of a clubbing person. There was like a renaissance or a heyday of underage clubs in Orange County.
Mushroom hats at this?
I would imagine there was mushroom hats and glow sticks.
Okay.
So my friends and I went to clubs a little bit when we were like, actually when we were driving. So 16, 17, but like we couldn't get into, bars or anything like that.
Yeah.
And then in Europe, my sister and I, not that we took vacations a couple times, and we were in the south of France, and there was this club called the Voom. What's it called? The Voom Voom, I think so. And you can drink underage there, and we would go there every night, and it was so much fun. So that is, but I've never really been a clubby person.
Well, it's funny because recently I've like, oh yeah, let's go out. Let's go to a club. You know what I mean? Because I have access to, I'm invited once tonight actually, and I don't think I'm going to go, but
Well,
but my point is that like everyone's always like, Peter, you're going to a club now? What's happening? I'm like, when did you start asking me that?
yeah.
Oh, right. They
You know?
changed, not you.
Exactly. I'm all like, I've been going to clubs for a while. I just, it's because, I'm older. Okay. I'm not supposed to go. No, fuck off. So I think that's where the question comes from is because everyone else like that's, my age is like, I can't do it. I'm like, okay.
But they'll go to music festivals
I know,
every other
right?
weekend.
They'll go to music festivals for the entire weekend at Coachella.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is what it is.
Now, are these clubs that are like established, or is this like
Well, like,
a pop-up?
Warwick, Poppy. It's just LA stuff at Hollywood,
Hotel Ziggy. That's the only one I know from the show. And I think it's actually a hotel now that I say it out loud.
And I think it might be time to do, hey, go fuck yourself. Do you need to tell anyone to fuck themselves?
Wow.
Oh boy. You go fuck yourself. I don't think I need to tell anybody to go fuck themselves right now.
You went really hard last time.
I did. Who would I want to tell to go fuck themselves today?
Well, what did Tom say about you on TMZ?
Tom, he slammed me. Slammed. That's what Us Weekly said. Tom Sandoval slams Peter Madrigal. Couldn't even get my name right, by the way.
Oh yeah,
he couldn't do that. He was all nervous. He's like, Peter, I'm just like, dude, come on, get my name right. If you're gonna insult somebody, get their name right. Don't just like, seriously. I already said to go fuck themselves last time.
Yeah. What are they gonna do next season?
So I already told Tom Sandoval and Rachel to go fuck themselves last time. I don't know who I have a problem with right now, but you never know. Something could come up.
I hope.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
It's like a standing.
Last time I was here, I was like, full of vitriol. But now I'm like, everything's not calmed down, but I'm like more calculated, I suppose.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? So there's going to be some things coming up. Don't worry.
I can't wait.
Well, I've got a hey, go fuck yourself.
Okay, I would like
for
to hear
sure.
it. Yeah.
People have left some rude comments, as I alluded to earlier, on some of my podcast reviews, which they're more than welcome to leave, constructive criticism if they want, right? I have no control over what people put on Apple Podcasts. 5-star reviews, thank you so much. But the people who actively say mean and hurtful things about guests that have been on my show, go fuck yourself.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I hate that.
It's
on
hard.
Twitter, if they tag the guest,
Yes.
Yeah, that's
now
the
you're
worst.
just really being
It's
a
bad.
jerk.
And it's really because they're at the end of the day, they're doing me a favor, right? I have asked you to come on my show, and now they're getting put on blast because
Did everyone hate Daniel?
Yeah.
no, Daniel's behind the paywall.
Yeah.
So, and also, I'd like to say thank you to a couple of your patrons out there because they came over to my Patreon.
nice.
I love
and
that.
Specifically stated because it was from your show. So
Nice.
Well,
That's
you're
awesome.
welcome.
I'm going to even out that go fuck yourself with the thank you.
Oh shit! Really? That's so nice.
Betsy.
Betsy.
You guys, this has been so much fun.
How is this over?
I know. How
we
could
can
it be
keep
over?
on talking for
Yeah.
hours.
Well,
Yeah,
I did have
do
one
we
thing
have-
I wanted to tell
please.
Tony.
Okay, and if
Yeah.
anyone has any last minute questions for Peter, I feel like we got him here.
Oh,
we
yeah.
should ask him.
Yeah,
Huh.
it's true.
All right, you have a
Okay. So I was listening to a podcast called Struggle Session the other day, and
Oh, I
they
know
equated
Struggle Session.
Vanderpump Rules to wrestling. And I know this is the number one wrestling
Thank
podcast.
you. You've been listening
I
to
mean, now
the
you're starting to put it
branding.
together.
Yeah.
Yes, and I need Peter's take on the RJ situation. I know it's been brought up a few times.
No, I intend to bring it up on
Okay.
every single show.
Okay, great.
What's
But
RJ?
well, here, hang on.
We'll
Let
fill
me.
you in, don't worry.
This Scandoval, Tony, I figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
Is a lot like when the Wolf Pack was revealed. Okay, that's like how we're all feeling. We're blindsided. There's two different groups. How do we side? And so, if you can kind of put yourself there, that's kind of how we're all feeling now.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And
Do
Vanderpump,
you get it now?
as pro wrestling, is that there's like an element of reality.
Right.
But
No, I have
there
thought
are-
about that,
Yeah.
because I know it is like people love to talk shit on wrestling, and I do understand the similarity.
And I'm not talking shit on wrestling
Yeah, yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
But that's
no,
the
I get
closest,
the
I think, analogy I
similarities.
can put
What's
to
the
it.
Wolf Pack? As it's
New World Order Wolfpack. It was red and black. It was
Too
WCW. Too sweet. It was headed up by Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. Why am I talking about this right now?
because it's
Tony,
the number
Tony
one
This is
might
a
be
wrestling
able to
friendly
answer.
podcast.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know
okay,
who
cool,
Kevin
awesome.
Nash is.
Yeah.
Kevin Nash, he was like he was Diesel in WWF, which is now WWE.
I know. I still.
Anyway, so once they changed the name, that's when I stopped watching. I was like, okay, I'm done. So Diesel and Scott Hall, Razor Ramon, they went to WCW and they helped Hollywood Hulk Hogan, who renamed himself, create the New World Order, NWO. And then
It was when Hulk Hogan became a bad guy.
Bad guy.
Surprised
Yes.
everyone.
Got
as a
it,
bad
yeah.
guy.
And this was in the 90s. And so they were WCW was headed up by Ted Turner, and he was taking over wrestling because they were live and the other one was taped. Vince McMahon's was taped. So all of a sudden they decided, well, you know what? The New World Order is getting too big. They're going to branch it off and create the Wolfpack NWO, which was red and black, not white and black. And that
So it was like a
headed up
big
by
betrayal.
Yeah, that was headed up by Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. Of course, later on, they all got back together and we'll make Happy Family again. Which
Season 11.
Will that happen? Will that happen next season?
See, I see where we're going with this. Time will tell, I suppose. I don't think so. Though.
When they branched off, though, was that like this secret? Was it seen as a betrayal because
Yes.
they had like led everyone to think they weren't going to do that or whatever?
Exactly.
Got it.
NWO for life.
Yeah.
And then were
There you
there
go.
people who there must have been people who were like, it was all planned.
Well,
I think there's always those wrestling naysayers.
Right.
yeah.
Just like there's people who are like, this is just for ratings.
There are people that say they like to say that Vanderpump is it's all planned out. It's all a story. I don't think.
No. I don't
I think some of the stuff you just can't
yeah.
plan.
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why it's compelling is because
Yeah.
it's.
Well, people have also said
clearly
like Sandoval
not.
would never go along with something that's going to make him look so bad.
Exactly.
Although I gotta say, obviously it's been painful and everything for Ariana, but I mean, she's gonna be on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah.
Oh, she is?
Oh yeah, like
Was that just announced?
Doing great. Yeah.
Man, I'm Howie Mandeling myself over here.
Well, I mean,
You know,
we went over this in our therapy session. So which
Yes,
is fine.
that's
I didn't
true.
know
That's
this.
right. So, is next season going to reveal that the story, the true story of Vanderpump Rules, has been the Peter Madrigal story?
I don't know. Time will tell.
Come on, man. Come on.
Now
Sure,
is the
yeah,
moment.
It
Now
should
is the
reveal that.
moment.
It should reveal
It's
that.
been all
It
about
should
you
reveal
this
that.
whole time.
It's all about me the whole time. It should be revealing that, but I don't know if they'll let that play. We'll see.
Maybe in this new Peter Madrigal TV show, we'll get the real.
the
There
real
you go.
scoop.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Maybe that will happen. Time will tell.
Can't
So-
wait.
Who's ready for some spoilers?
I am.
Oh, I am.
I'm not.
No, you don't
They'll
know.
have to come back for the friend zone for that.
Yes.
I'm
There
not
Yes.
you
going to
go.
give any spoilers right now.
Because I've had, in my parasocial relationship, when I'm listening to you all,
Mm-hmm.
I have my thoughts on this RJ situation.
Oh, yeah. No,
Oh,
you
yes.
said not
Okay,
a sex
RJ.
thing.
What is
Yeah.
RJ?
Yeah.
Okay.
RJ City, he is a wrestler slash host
Talk
of
show
a
host, yeah.
of a talk show that is AEW related, All Elite Wrestling.
Okay.
Yeah.
I stopped watching when Stone Cold retired. Let's put it that way.
Well, AEW
Okay, so he-
is right up your alley if you ever started again.
Yeah.
Just-
AEW is
So,
a lot of fun.
Do you want to set it up, Rob, or you want me to?
Please. So,
Okay, so RJ is initially Tony's friend and then became my friend, has been on the show a number of times.
Yeah.
And the most recent time he was on, he shared a story of, so he travels with AEW. So he's always in different towns and stuff. And there was this fan that he had become friends with. First, he described her as a fan. Then he's like, well, it's not really fair to say she's a fan because she kind of works in the wrestling industry. But they were going to meet up at a show and they didn't have a chance to. So they turned out they were staying at the same hotel. So very late at night, it was like, if, text me when you get back if you're still up and we can meet up.
DM.
Yeah. So they met up at very late at night at the hotel in the hotel lobby. This is them meeting up for the very first time. And in the middle of her saying something or whatever, he blurts out, "This isn't a sex thing, right?"
And she says text, but they've been DMing on like Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
it's-
I think is different.
Right. So yeah, it's direct messaging. So Robin, who you met, and I were both like, oh my God, there's like dying inside on behalf of the girl. Because to us, it's like, if it was a sex thing, like if she liked him, that's a rejection. And if she didn't like him, it's also a rejection because it's someone just being like, hey, just letting you know, this is not about sex. Like, I'm not going to sleep with you. I don't know. So, but the argument on the other side is, it is very direct.
Yeah.
It's avoiding like an awkward, him leading her on. I don't know. So what is your question, Rob?
Well, actually, I have more of a thought.
Yes.
But my question for you, Peter, is like, do you think that was the right approach?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Have a conversation, see where it goes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, head it off at the pass if you don't want it to go that direction.
Oh, I think he was just doing that right away.
Yeah. And I don't think
but
that's...
then why meet up if you're trying to do that right away?
Right.
It's a little
What's
bit.
the point?
It's a little bit like, are you going to meet up at midnight in a hotel room?
No, hotel bar.
Hotel
lobby.
Yeah, but-
so they're
oh,
around a lot of
okay.
people.
But still,
the
alcohol.
hotel lobby, bar. Let's go get some drinks at midnight.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
think there's
Stop
social norms that go into like where you
Yeah, that's
meet
not
up
the
with
way-
someone.
That's not the way I'd approach it.
And I think that like if he didn't want it to be a sex thing, he didn't have to say anything at all.
yeah, it's just like
And
get
I
a
think
drink,
like if he
get a
you,
drink. Awesome, nice talking to you.
you know if
See
the
you
vibes
later.
are being
Yeah.
put out.
Right.
Yeah.
And I obviously do not know RJ, and I'm sure it was done in the best of intentions,
hmm
but you can slow roll that.
Yeah.
Like,
That was my thing. Like you can just sort of hint at it. You don't but he's like, that's so indirect though.
but that doesn't matter. Like to me, it's like, does it have to be direct?
Right.
Yeah, like I so dislike confrontation and making people feel bad. I'd probably just go ahead and have sex with her. You know what I mean?
This,
Like
this is more for you.
This is come on.
I'd probably have sex with her, probably get married. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, I'm not saying
This was never supposed to be a
I'm not
sex
saying
thing,
anything
right?
about. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just saying
did you guys
hypothetically.
talk about wrestling on this?
We
Sure,
have, yeah.
Sure,
Oh yeah,
A lot.
You want to hear a cool story? It happened
Yes.
a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
of course.
When WrestleMania was in town.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, okay,
when RJ
so-
was on the show.
So this lady and some of her friends came into SIR, and I was working brunch, and she was like, "Oh, Peter, I'm a big fan." I was like, "Oh, cool, yeah, they want to take a picture." She's like, "My husband is badass Billy Gunn,"
Oh.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well,
and I was all like, "You mean the New Age outlaw badass Billy Gunn with Jesse James, Road Dogg?" And she was like, "Yeah, you want to talk to him?" I was like, "Yeah." And so she FaceTimed him, and I started talking about Billy Gunn. Was, "Oh shit, dude, I'm a fan of yours." I was like, "That's awesome."
Oh, that's so cool.
Badass Billy Gunn, man. I was like, "Yeah, I was watching you when I was a fucking kid, bro."
That's cool.
Yeah, it was that was yeah. They were like, "Do you want to come to the show?" I was like, "I can't. I'm working."
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Oh, and RJ, who we were just talking about, has been on Sheena's podcast.
Really?
Because
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
he accompanied David Arquette and
Oh,
David
right.
Arquette's wife.
Oh, okay.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Wow.
Because David Arquette got into wrestling for a period of time.
Okay, I
Yeah,
have one
because
more.
of the whole that movie that he did,
Ready to Rumble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eight-Legged Freaks. No, that was a different one.
Peter, are you going to get into wrestling?
I was into wrestling when I was a kid. I'm not really into it anymore.
But you need to create a character.
I like
Come
the
on.
Attitude Era.
Two-eyed
Two-Eyed Pete. Yes.
Two-eyed Pete. Come
Two-eyed
on.
Pete. You know what? I'll just be a manager managing the wrestlers. You know,
Yes.
and I'll be their front
There
man
you go.
and say what's up on my mind. It's like, we're coming for you. And, it's just like, yeah. I need to use the restroom, though.
Oh,
But that's
okay.
okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, we're done, I think.
Yes, we are. But you had one more thing you wanted to say, right? I don't know if
Quick,
his bladder can
okay.
handle it.
Can you handle a quick question?
Sure.
I'm going to draw this out. No.
Depends on the question.
When you go on Sheena's podcast tomorrow, can you remind her that she said I could go on her podcast and it hasn't happened yet?
Yeah, sure. I can tell her.
All right, thank you. It's
that's
committed
easy.
to recording now.
Chips.
So.
Yeah.
She's my friend. Of course I'm going to tell her. I'll let her know.
I'll say this. That was more for me.
Yeah.
than anything
There
else.
you go.
Right. If you like what you're hearing, or even if you don't, please make sure you're subscribed, click 5 stars, leave us a nice review, tell your friends, follow me on social media at Alison Rosen on Twitter and Instagram, and listen to my other podcast, Childish. It's my parenting-ish podcast with Greg Fitzsimmons. And I already mentioned Allison and Todd After Hours. Tony, where might we? You know what?
came to me first.
I'm sorry.
Wow. No,
that
that's
was
fine.
an error, Peter.
An error.
An error. Tony gets to go last. That's how
Which
we do
is
things
weird
around
to
here.
me.
He's going maniac mode.
No, you know what? You should go first.
Tony Maniac.
I don't
Let's
really
do
know.
it.
Tony, where do we find you?
At Twitter and Instagram at
Tony Thaxton.
and Bizarre Albums every Tuesday.
Daniel?
I mean, if you have to, I'm at Daniel Quantz on Instagram. That's pretty much it.
Rob?
Rob K. Schulte or Vanderpump Robs on Instagram and patreon.com/VanderpumpRobs for the podcast.
Wonderful. And guest of honor, Peter Madrigal.
You can find me on Instagram, Peter_Madrigal, TikTok, Peter_Madrigal, Twitter, LLPJ Madrigal. What else? Yeah, that's pretty much it for right now. You can also check out number1guy.com. That's with the number one, not ONE. It's the number one, the numeral, number1guy.com. And you can find yourself some starter pony merch and some cool t-shirts there, some candles. If you want your place smelling like a starter pony, trust me, it smells amazing.
Oh my God. I need one of these. You guys, thank you so much. Listeners, thank you for listening. I love you. You matter. Goodbye.
Hey, do you know about the Alison Rosen show? We had a good time, but now we gotta go. Yeah, Alison Rosen.